Amazon's making a Lord of the Rings MMO. Not a reboot of Lotro, don't worry. Not some mobile side project, a full blown open world MMO built from the ground up. So, if you've been wondering what's going on with it here, it's now 2025. We first heard about this MMO in 2023. Here's everything we know so far, straight from the sources. In the section I first want to begin with is just going what we're dealing with. So basically, this is an MMO. If you don't know what that means, it just means massively multiplayer online game. It usually says RPG afterwards or something like that, role-playing game. But massively multiplayer online. So what you can expect from it is lots of players playing together from different cross platforms, I suspect. Actually, that's already been confirmed, but we will get there. And not only that, but while you're journeying through this world of Middle Earth, you are going to come across different races of dwarves, hobbits, humans, elves, all that are going to be going into this game. So you can expect a lot of things like Lotro, but just an enhanced version of that and more. Now, wait. It's not a Lotro 2.0. This has not been confirmed yet. Most likely it's going to be an action RPG. What I mean by that is it's going to be action combat, similar to New World. The reason I state that is because right here it says Amazon's Games Orange County, the same studio behind New World, is making this game. It will be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's not connected to the Rings of Power TV show, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's a separate creative direction, so it's a completely separate team and separate canon. I love how they specified that. This is directly from the source of Amazon Games, okay? So I am quoting them. I'm not completely quoting them completely, but in my own words, okay? Now, we're going to go to the 2025 recap, where development stands with this game. To be honest, y'all, since January through all the way March, now we're hitting May, there hasn't been any public footage, no alpha testing, and no beta announcements yet. Amazon has been open about the fact that they're still figuring out the game's hook. What that means is, in other words, what will make this game stand out from the rest? What would make it stand out in a crowded industry of games? What is this Lord of the Rings MMO gonna do that's way different than any other MMO? See, if you don't know, New World didn't do as well as Amazon was expecting. They did release Throne and Liberty, then that actually did very well at first, but then the same thing happened. It was kind of marketed a little wrong, where they were doing some multiple developers. A big mess happened with that. But a lot of people love the game, and a lot of people hate it because they think it's pay to win. Well, Throne and Liberty isn't the same studio that did New World, so that is a positive. Because love or hate New World, one thing I think they do really well is they do keep the game fair. There's no pay to win elements. You pay for the game and you have it. You know, there's no power boosting. Even Lord of the Rings Online arguably is a little more pay to win than New World. Actually, non-arguably. You can pay for virtue XP in Lord of the Rings Online. You can't do none of that in New World. There's no power boosting, okay? So as of April 2025, this is the most recent update. Amazon did include the game in their Q1 update. That confirms that this project is still active, but they didn't share any new details or media. So what it basically says is, yes, this development's still alive, very alive, but it's staying behind the curtain for now. And that's a very good thing, actually. Even though we're all super excited and can't wait to see it, it's still in early development. No delays have been announced at all, but also there hasn't been no release window. Most industry most of the industry speculates that it will point towards a 2026 or a 2027 release date. Now, going off of my knowledge and what I've seen and leaks that I've kind of gone over, I would not expect this game no sooner than late 2026. As much as I want it out right now, it's not going to be coming till out late 2026, early 2027. My speculation would be that December month of 2026 is when we're going to see this game be pushed out, try to hit that winter season, because this is most arguably Amazon's biggest game yet. They know they have to stick the landing into this game. They know that Lord of the Rings is such a big IP, and they know they can't flop it like New World. They know that this is a game that they have to take their care, time, and let me get you guys excited. The lore. They actually have confirmed they are going to respect the lore very hard. They are going to be keeping it within Tolkien's books. This is actually on this next section that I want to talk about, what the game might actually be like. So Amazon has confirmed it's an open world MMO, like I said before, but it's also with a persistent world based on Middle Earth. What that means, persistent, is that it is directly from the Middle Earth books and world that we know. It's being built to reflect the world of Tolkien's books. So think classic locations, characters, and conflicts. They're not going to mess it or scribble it or dabble it or do their own twist. They're going to keep it to the books. It makes me super excited to figure this out and to hear this firsthand from Amazon Games. Monetization hasn't been officially revealed yet. I know a lot of us are worried with today's age that they're going to go free to play. I really hope they do the New World route. They've done free to play with Lost Ark, Amazon, as a publisher, but they also have done buy to play as from New World. My personal opinion, buy to play is always better, because then I feel like more of the things aren't so tied to microtransactions. Yes, New World has microtransactions, but there's still most of the cosmetics and things in the game you can earn from playing the game, and I appreciate that about New World a lot. And everything within the game I've played all the way through. I'm in Brimstone Sands right now, so I guess I haven't finished the game yet. But my point is, I paid $40. I got the game. I've been playing it. I have a mount, everything. I've not bought anything from the microtransaction store, and I don't want to see this Lord of the Rings MMO become something like Lost Ark, where people feel like they have to buy things from the store just to be able to get anywhere within the game. So I'm more leaning towards the buy to play, since it is the same publisher as New World, but only time will tell. Most importantly, though, they've said they want to do this right. Quality first, even if it takes longer. I love that, but I also hate it. I'm sure y'all do too, because we want the game out. We've been dying for a good Lord of the Rings MMO. Lotro's fantastic, but it's pretty old at this point. But quality first, even if it takes longer. That is a good step in the right direction for me. Now, let's move on to Lotro versus Amazon's MMO, and can they both exist? Well, for me personally, Lotro is still being updated and supported by the devs, and they have already gone and stated once this was first announced that they are still going to officially support Lotro into the future, and that it's not going nowhere. These games are likely aiming at different audiences. Lotro is staying true to the classic MMO feel, kind of tap target feel, while Amazon's game will likely be more modern in design and presentation. Think, again, I keep going back to New World, but that's the studio that's doing it. It's rumored that it's on the same game engine, or then they might be doing some graphic fidelity things with Unreal Engine 5. So I do bet this new Lord of the Rings MMO is going to be a action RPG type of fighting style, while Lotro is that classic World of Warcraft style gameplay where you tap target things. I like both. I'm a fan of both. Some days when I just want to relax, I kind of want to do tap target, but I also like playing with controller better. Even though I play on PC, I like to play with controller better because I can sit back on that couch back there and just hit this TV, not have to be on my computer monitor, recline back and be having a good time playing an MMO. So, a lot of games you can't do that. There's too many buttons, too many keybinds to do, and that's also a big barrier entry for people. So, action RPG type of style of game, it does make the barrier of entry for people less intimidating, and I think that's the route they're gonna go with. So the next thing that we have is that what is next? I mean, like we need something. Like what's gonna happen next? Well, you guys, there's no gameplay trailers yet. There's no screenshots and there's no test invites yet. But I speculate we are going to be seeing a gameplay trailer or of some sort or screenshots or a teaser very soon. And when I mean soon, I mean probably within the next few months, maybe September, around August, September, even around that, I think is when we're going to see this game first start to drip feed us some content. Don't expect something too big because I do think it's going to be that late 2026 release or early 2027. But do expect something to satiate you till then. And then to conclude, though, Amazon has said they want the game to last a decade. So they're taking their time to build something long term. When it's going to last a decade, I mean, most games, MMOs, look at World of Warcraft, they're 20 plus years in now. Lotro, 20, no, not yet. They're about 18 years. I think that we're just at our 18th anniversary now. But they want a game like that, but more modern. So they're thinking 10 because I think Amazon's style is a little bit different. They want something that's going to be, they have the money to keep making a new thing. So maybe there'll be another Lord of the Rings MMO down the line. Or if this one's so successful, I'm sure it'll keep being expanded upon. And just think about what they got to compete with. They have to compete with Lotro's multiple zones, multiple expansions, and multiple years of development. So even though it's a bigger studio, way bigger studio, they still have a lot more content to catch up on. But I don't want them to rush it too fast. I am glad to hear that they are sticking with the book's source materials. It has been referenced from the head developer and creative lead into this game that they are sticking from the book's ages of The Hobbit and all the way through the Lord of the Rings. So those are the kind of the characters you're going to meet, the stories that are going to be told. I don't know how it's going to happen or how it's going to play through, because if we're going from The Hobbit, I mean, that means that, like, do we start at The Hobbit and progress all the way to the Lord of the Rings? How is this going to work? Those stories kind of, it's just going to be very interesting to see how they do it. But I'm excited for it because that's something Lotro doesn't have. We don't have very much Hobbit references at all. Like, we have, I mean, everybody knows about it, but I mean, we don't have any like missions where we've played through the Hobbit, like going with the dwarves or things like that. We don't have that. I mean, for crying out loud, Gollum's cave in Lotro is just like, he's got a little sketching painting of himself, but there's no like big area. It's just gonna be way cooler to see if we actually get to play and explore along that. I do hope they do the Lotro route where we're kind of more of an unknown hero that's in the background helping and aiding the forces. I'm sure that's what they're gonna do. Most likely, there's gonna be a character creator. Actually, we can scratch off most likely. We know there's gonna be a character creator. You can't have an MMO without a character creator. And with how many races, dwarves, elves, and hobbits, and man, there is in Lord of the Rings, there's gonna be a character creator. What I don't know is what if this MMO does do something kind of more like WoW, where we have Horde versus Alliance, but instead we have the free people of Middle Earth, to against the whatever we're gonna call the orcs, Saruman and Mordor's alliances combined. But then you also have multiple enemy factions in Lord of the Rings as well. So if they do that, that could explain why they're trying to figure out that hook. They're trying to figure out how to tie this all in. We don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm super excited. And y'all, that's where we are at right as of right now. There's no hype or no fluff. It's in the works. It's moving forward, and when it's ready to be seen, we'll get the full picture. So, y'all drop a comment below with your hopes of the MMO and tell me what you would like to see different into this game. Would you like more of an immersive experience, or would you rather have better combat and them focus really nail that down, that combat, or just a fresh way to experience Middle Earth? If you want updates as they come, like things of, hey, this is the first place to be at. Where are you going to go? Right here at this channel. This channel, we are going to be covering this whole entire update, every even little ounce of piece of content we're going to get from this Lord of the Rings MMO from Amazon. It's going to be covered right here. First things here. First thing first. We got it. I got y'all. Don't worry. Okay. Peace. Bye. Love you. See you later.